The Avengers is one of the most successful movies in history. Each edition gathers billions of dollars, and no other Marvel project could compare to that. It's no surprise that fans are wondering how much the actors who portray our favorite superheroes make. Find out which actor was homeless, who took the role away from his own brother, who's the highest paid. Number 7. Mark Ruffalo, aka the Hulk. We saw this guy in the 4th part of the Avengers, and now we know for sure he'll be in the movie. We're glad he wasn't fired after he had spoiled the ending of Infinity War.
Wait till you see this next one. Everybody dies.
And then almost spoiled the name of the 4th movie on Jimmy Fallon's show.
The title of the next Avengers movie is...
Seriously, guys, why do you let him read all the scenes? But we're glad he'll be in the movie. And so he is. Much like the Avengers, Mark Ruffalo's net worth has assembled more with each film he appears in. But it wasn't always like this. As you remember, in The Incredible Hulk, Bruce Banner was portrayed by Edward Norton, and not Mark Ruffalo. Ruffalo got $2 million for the first part of the Avengers, and $2.8 million for the second one. The third part brought him around $5 to $6 million for his role. Today, the rumors are that his net worth is about $30 million. Number 6. Benedict Cumberbatch, aka Doctor Strange. Benedict Cumberbatch's acting career is basically the ultimate dream. He's even been called one of the sexiest actors of today, though Benedict seems to be a bit shocked by that. His version of Sherlock has been an incredible success. He got a part in The Hobbit, exercised his muscles in Star Trek, and just recently, he's been wandering around Marvel's Avengers universe as Doctor Strange with a magic cloak. Considering his popularity, his budget was quite a surprise to discover. His first role as Doctor Strange in Avengers Infinity War paid him only around $5 million for his role. The rumors are that Benedict might make about $10 million for the second part of Doctor Strange, though we don't know for sure if the sequel is to be. So there's nothing to say, either contractually or otherwise, about whether Doctor Strange is coming back again. He will return for sure in Avengers Endgame, alongside other superheroes who do have guaranteed sequels coming. Number 5. Chris Pratt, aka Star-Lord. Chris Pratt hasn't always been a successful actor with high salaries. And it's not even about that time when Chris was a bit chunky. We mean the time when he used to be homeless, living in a tent while in between jobs in Hawaii. It's a pretty awesome place to be homeless, Pratt told The Independent in 2014. We just drank and smoked weed and worked minimal hours, just enough to cover gas, food, and fishing supplies. Before Pratt became famous, he auditioned for a role in Amy Sedaris' 2003 film, Strangers with Candy. And as he shared with Stephen Colbert a few years later, he actually lost money being in that film. Did you know that movie cost me $3,000 to be in? This is a testament to how much we love doing what we do that we would pay to do it, Pratt said. It's surprising, but 12 years later, this very same man and his $15 million made the Forbes list. Thanks to not only Jurassic World, but to our favorite Guardians of the Galaxy too. The next year, Chris made twice as much, bringing in a whopping $26 million. It hasn't stopped for Chris, as he now makes about $40 million. We don't know if it's luck or hard work, but looking at his physical shape that has changed over the last few years, we believe it's the latter. Number 4. Chris Evans, aka Captain America. You might think of him as Captain America, but Chris Evans has done it all.
What is Chris Evans known for? Schmapton Schmerica?
Starting with superhero blockbusters and going on to teen movies of the early 2000s to a critically acclaimed run on Broadway, Evans has been everywhere, and he's made more than enough to support himself during the process. But it seems that Endgame will be the last movie for our favorite Captain America. But it doesn't mean Chris Evans will leave the project on bad terms. Like many of his fellow co-stars, Chris Evans' salary in Marvel has been steadily increasing with every segment. The first Captain America made Evans $300,000. That increased to $2 million for the first part of the Avengers, followed by $3.2 million for the Captain America sequel, The Winter Soldier. Evans' payment has risen since then, with his Winter Soldier take more than doubling for Age of Ultron. He earned $6.9 million for the second part of the Avengers, but he is still proving to be of great value to Marvel. In 2017, he earned $18 million, and in 2018, according to some rumors, about $50 million. It's no surprise he has such an impressive collection of cars. Number 3. Chris Hemsworth, aka Thor. the last Chris on our list. It's impossible to imagine anyone else portraying the chiseled Norse god Thor, but Hemsworth almost did not land the role that made him a household name. In fact, the actor said that he completely failed his audition. Another actor almost got the role. It was Chris's younger brother, Liam. Chris said that after his auditions, it was months before he heard anything. Meanwhile, his brother kept receiving callback after callback. Eventually, the eldest brother landed the part, and we could not imagine anyone else as Thor.
We're giving up. We're just gonna choose you.
It seems like the upcoming Avengers Endgame may be the last time fans will be able to see the actor play the God of Thunder. He now ranks 31st in the rating of the most highly paid celebrities. When the second installment of Thor aired, he made $37 million and made it onto the Forbes list for the first time. In 2017, Forbes named Hemsworth the 11th highest paid actor in Hollywood. By then, he had a host of Marvel movies under his belt. In 2018, he earned twice as much as the previous year, which was $64.5 million. Still, Hemsworth admitted that, with regard to the money, I feel gross about it. I remember saving up for a surfboard when I was younger. He explained in his GQ Australia interview, the surfboard was $600, and I saved up for a whole year with Dad's help. I didn't even want to surf on it for fear of damaging it. It taught me so many lessons about appreciation and working hard for something. Number 2, Scarlett Johansson, aka Black Widow. Scarlett is not the wealthiest woman in our list, and the only one, but she also ranks second in the whole list, and there's a reason for that. From The Horse Whisperer to Ghost in a Shell, Johansson has worked her way up to her reign as one of the wealthiest Hollywood actresses. She has portrayed Natasha Romanoff, aka Black Widow, in 6 Marvel movies so far, and 2 more, including Avengers Endgame, are still to air. Scarlett Johansson landed in first place on Forbes' highest paid actresses list for 2018, earning $40.5 million. However, it wasn't always like this for her. Back in 2010, Johansson was paid just $400,000 to star in Iron Man 2, according to the Los Angeles Times, in her first turn as Natasha Romanoff. As we can see, lots of things have changed over 9 years. Johansson was paid almost $20 million for her portrayal of the Black Widow in 2015's Avengers Age of Ultron, and Forbes claimed her earnings to be $17.5 million for the 2017 film Ghost in the Shell. However, other sources have disputed this, stating Scarlett is making as much as her colleagues Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth. It's surprising that one of the most expensive Avengers still hasn't gotten her own movie. There are plenty of things that audiences don't know about Black Widow's history in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. According to The Hollywood Reporter, Johansson is set to collect $15 million for her upcoming Black Widow standalone film. That's approximately the same amount that both Chris's earned for their most recent standalones, Captain America: Civil War and Thor: Ragnarok. Number 1, Robert Downey Jr., aka Iron Man. He was the one who started it all, so it's no surprise that it was Robert who got paid the most. But who is he without his Iron Man costume?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
For the first movie, he earned a measly salary of only $500,000. Robert Downey Jr. has by now starred in 8 MCU films, and will also star in the 9th, Avengers Endgame. Let's just put it like this. This man can retire after Endgame. Robert Downey Jr. earned a $10 million salary for the Avengers, Iron Man 3, and Avengers Age of Ultron, according to Verdict. However, this is without his payout for the movie's profits. More to come. Because Marvel negotiates a fixed contract, that usually covers 6 films, RDJ made $10 million in base pay for most of the MCU films he starred in, although with a few exceptions. According to Verdict, Captain America: Civil War resulted in RDJ's largest earning. Robert made $40 million in salary and $5 million for beating Winter Soldier. Now, let's get to the interesting question. How much did RDJ make once the movies reached record-breaking box office sales? According to Verdict, RDJ made the following estimates in film profits: $29 million from the Avengers, $22 million from Iron Man 3, $25 million from Avengers Age of Ultron, $10.25 million from Infinity War, and $18.75 million from Civil War. We cannot guess how much RDJ will make for Avengers Endgame, but many experts predict this film to be the highest earning film ever made. It is likely a part of his contract, and will result in a $10 million salary. Adding it all together, RDJ has earned about $200 million so far from Marvel alone. Comment below to share who your favorite Avenger is. Our favorite is Doctor Strange's hilarious cape. Thanks for watching. Check out these other great stories from OSSA and subscribe for new videos about your favorite stars.